welcome back everybody to Flamin' Fridays. We are excited today to get on a roll. How are you feeling this morning?
Feeling great.
All right. We apologize for the delays of a couple of weeks it's taken to get this out. We want the production and the quality of the show to be as great as our customers are. So we're putting a little extra work into it. It's a very happy morning here in the Hurriega household. As you know, my wife and I have a little boy, and he's enjoying his morning cartoons right now. Yes. So if you hear a little giggle in the background, it's a little blessing on y'all's day extra. Well, as you saw, we have a little more oomph to the show now.
We do.
We have a theme song, and granted, it is a little bit of a teaser because on the show today, we actually have an international guest coming all the way from the United Kingdom. He is a phenomenal guy, like just as a guy in general. He's fantastic. I had the pleasure of talking to him for about 45 minutes, just on the phone. He's an amazing guy. He bought Pikin, the king of heat, and we shipped it all the way over to Maidstone, Kent. And we want to send a shout out to any postal workers that may be watching or however they get it here, because they are doing such a great job right now in the face of all this nonsense travel-wise, and they still have to get in their truck and their planes every single day and get the products to where they need to go. So that is a massive help to the economy worldwide. That's a massive help to all of us small businesses, to families, to residents. You can't do anything without those guys in the way we live today. So thank you so much, postal workers. And speaking on the international side of things, as you know, come about 2012, 2013, we moved operations from our home state and homeland of Texas down to Puebla, Mexico. So this beautiful hot sauce has internationality in its origins. It's a beautiful thing to be able to celebrate the United Kingdom, our own Puebla warehouse and factory, and all the workers that it takes to get this hot sauce to you and to every part of the world that we can reach. So thank you to the customers. Our sales have been up this month.
They have.
Everybody is wanting to try the King of Heat now. It is the only handmade salsa you can find, hot sauce, made out of authentic hand-crushed Pikin peppers. Everything about this product is handmade. So we can't say enough about the customers who buy it and allow us to exist, and how much we appreciate all the postmen that are putting it everywhere. I think that's enough of a PSA and gratitude and customer appreciation week. Everybody also watch our Instagram feeds. We're not kidding when we say we have free bottles available.
Yes.
If we ever have a promotion going on, please direct message us on Instagram.
Yes.
Get at us on Twitter. Hashtag us anywhere. Let us know, because we're not joking. We got some hot sauce bottles for the most devout fans. So thank you guys for that. And with that, we will leave you now because we have a word from our sponsors.
Yes. Enjoy.
On me, tsunami, hands up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain, on me.
We have a TikTok account. It's a TikTok.
Yep.
The King of Heat Pikin Hot Sauce has a TikTok account. Everybody be ready to check out some funny videos. I will be the cheesy actor. I'm actually a horrible actor. I don't know if y'all know that. I love being on camera. I love being on stage. I'm kind of a goofy guy, but I'm actually a horrible actor. So all the brilliance and genius that goes into our TikTok videos, this half. She's so much better at everything. So yeah. But yes.
Thank you.
Oh yes, man.
So we are actually going to lead in with our cooking segment, which I hope that y'all will really enjoy. A little bit of what we did was we actually got 3 different bell peppers, or you can use, if there's a specific type that you like, you can choose that.
I picked the orange one.
I picked the red one, even though the green ones are my favorite. But you actually cut the top and you take out the seeds and
First, you gotta
hollow
wash
it.
them.
Well, of course. I would assume
Some people need a reminder for that.
After you wash them, you're going to boil the peppers. Make sure that you hollow them out by taking out the seeds. And you can actually keep the little cap of the pepper if you want for, I want to eat that meat or for decoration. If you're going to Facebook post your new meal, you can keep the little cap. We personally disposed of that.
They look very nice in the water, by the way. And after you boil them, then you have to let the ground beef thaw all day, I'm sure.
Yes, make sure that you thaw out your ground beef. You're welcome to season it however you want. What we did was put some cucumbers and carrots and some basil with tomato in our ground meat, so we enjoyed that.
And then you let it on the stove top for about 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, you can do that.
Just make sure it's cooked through all the way pretty much.
Yes, and after that you can put the ground meat inside of the bell peppers, inside the hollow bell peppers that were already boiled, and then you're welcome to enjoy. You can top it with some cheese.
We had delicious mozzarella cheese. She had the recipe from the get-go, I guess, out of your head. It was delicious.
Pinterest, not out of my head.
Well, but man, the mozzarella cheese did add an amazing top to it. Good little extra deliciousness. Kind of like product placement when you go to Chipotle and you get that nice little cheese on top of your Mexican food. Yeah. And it gives a nice little film, a nice tasty little film on top of the food. Oh,
it was so really good. And he enjoyed some hot sauce in his bell pepper.
You can't forget to put the king of heat.
I personally did not because I can't handle it, but he enjoyed it.
It is called the king of heat.
Yeah.
It is, ma'am. Oh, it's delicious with Pikin hot sauce. Whatever you put on there, it's going to taste real good. I devoured the thing in about 3 minutes. So.
And what's really good is after you've eaten the top of the bell pepper and you're reaching that bottom, all the delicious juices go to the bottom and you can enjoy that tasty crunch that also has that juice from your meat. It's so good. So enjoy hopefully that we can inspire you for some weekday dinner.
Yes. And up next on the show today, I hope you liked our cooking segment. It was amazing, and it was very fun in the Hurry Egg household. Next, we are going to jump right into what we've been teasing for about 2 or 3 weeks now, our interview with Mr. Nigel Harpur, all the way from Maidstone, Kent, the United Kingdom. He is an amazing guy. He's a phenomenal musician. Honestly, he's been called a prodigy not only by himself, but he's been called a prodigy by a number of people. He's worked with some fantastic people all around the world. He's been in studios in I don't know how many countries. He is an accomplished musician. He's got an amazing attitude, and everything about it was just positivity. So let me stop interrupting him and let y'all get to this interview. Check it out, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Nigel Harpur, all the way from Kent in the United Kingdom. Am I saying everything correctly so far?
Kent is the county where I live. Maidstone is the town.
Oh, yes, sir. Maidstone in Kent. Alrighty.
That's it, yeah.
We usually spotlight local musicians here from Texas on this segment of the show. But we had to invite you, and we were dying to make sure that you came on board because our hot sauce has never been outside of the nation until you purchased some. And we know we've had some troubles getting it over there for you, and I'm going to kick the post office's butt if it doesn't get over there in the next week. Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. Yes, sir. Well, I'll definitely keep you updated, and I will be checking it every single day until it gets there because this coronavirus sure has affected quite a lot of things. But
same here. All the deliveries are. I mean, the delivery guys, to be honest, they're great. I mean, they're still doing their job, and they turn up. But you have to allow them a few days more than you would have done before. They've got a lot of work on.
Yes, sir. That's true. That's absolutely true. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of how you grew up in the music world and your influences a little bit?
It really started a long time ago when I was about 8 or 9 years old. My sister got married, and her new husband, my brother-in-law, had a younger sister who had a really actually terrible guitar, but she didn't get on with learning to play it. So we were there one day, and she said, "Why don't you have it?" So I got given this guitar, and then sort of took it from there on my own, really. And eventually, I started to get quite sort of reasonable for a self-taught guy. And my mum, by chance, had a friend at work whose husband taught the guitar. So I learnt sort of finger-picking kind of guitar music, really. What they used to call back in those days contemporary folk music. By the time I was about 13, I was actually, I guess, a bit of a prodigy, really. I took to it really, really well, learnt a lot, and then from then on, and then I heard the blues, then I heard some Texas rock and roll, and then I heard some Frank Zappa, who had a big effect on my life. And really, from then on, I moved more into jazzy, rocky fusion scene that was going on, with a folk band through to a Jamaican reggae band and funk bands and rock bands and all, just about every kind of music, really. I played in bands and I was determined to make that my living, but like many musicians, it wasn't enough money to pay the mortgage, so I had to get a job.
Yeah, sure. Well, that doesn't affect the music quality at all. When we heard your album Collage, it was amazing. Like you said, being as you would call yourself, a prodigy, you can definitely hear it, and especially hearing all the influences you were just saying right now, you can tell between all the jazz, salsa, folk, rock, everything thrown in there. It's really phenomenal, and I enjoyed the album thoroughly.
But it really was a labour of love, really. I'd been involved in so many projects over the years, and I'd never actually got down to actually releasing a whole album of just my own stuff. I was in a really good guitar duo with a guy who I knew from many, many years ago in England, who's been living in the States for many years. He came back to England for a little while because his dad was sick, and we had a little duo together. So when he went back to America, I think he's in Nevada somewhere now. Once that finished, that's about 5-6 years ago, I thought, well, if I don't get this album done soon, it's never going to happen. So I just stopped doing everything else that I was doing and did nothing but that. I guess it took me about 2 years to actually, from having the idea to actually finishing it. I did the production, I did the master, I did all the studio side of it as well. Because in between, in the long gap, because I'm getting old, I also became a sound engineer. Toured around the world, never to America, sadly. I was able to finally put it all to some use for me instead of other people.
Yes, well, I could definitely tell it was very handcrafted by yourself, because although there are so many influences and different styles in your album, honestly, I heard the whole thing from start to finish. It was a fantastic hear. And you could definitely tell that you had a very good handle on everything, because as it ranges throughout the album, you can hear your style prominently in every single track, and it was nothing short of professional.
If it makes me smile while I'm doing it, I hope it'll make someone else smile while they're listening to it. That's basically it.
Yes, sir. Well, that sounds fantastic. That's the best way to write music, and that shows why your music has such a good touch and a good flow to everything. And you can listen to to Nigel Harpur's album Collage from start to finish without noticing that the album has lasted you as long as it does, because you never get tired of hearing the music. It's a very beautiful album. It has a lot of technique in it, and like Nigel told us himself here today, he is hands-on for the mixing and the mastering and the production, and it just came out phenomenal. And I want to thank you so much, Mr. Harpur, for coming on board, for sharing your music with us.
Yes. A real pleasure. I mean, this is, like I said earlier when we were talking before, this is the really good side of social media and being able to speak to people thousands and thousands of miles away and take part in something like this. So, I mean, to you, thank you so much for having me on. I've really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you so much, Nigel. And we'll hopefully have you back on the show for the second album, even if it is a year or two. It's going to be worth it.
I'll need some extra bottles of hot sauce.
Yes, sir. Hey, by then we might have sponsorships going, so let's keep it going both ways.
Okay, thank you so much, Charles. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Same here. Thank you so much, Nigel.
And wasn't that phenomenal?
Yes.
I love watching him play the guitar because there's so many styles. It's one thing to watch genre-specific musician play their music, but watching Nigel play, you can see in his movements and the way he handles the fretboard and the picking. He has jazz, contemporary folk, finger picking, everything going on all at once.
Very talented, and we really enjoyed watching him, and he just has this energy that draws you in, and really enjoyed him, and he's very talented. Thank you so much.
And we want to give him a massive thank you for being the very first European to buy the King of Heat.
Yes.
We made it all the way over.
You're a celebrity.
We made it across the pond, guys. And the funny thing about that is, my family, as you know, ethnically is Basque. We have not been to Europe for 400 years. We have been here in Texas for 400 years, when it was New Spain, Mexico, all the way up to nowadays Texas and the USA. We have not been back. So this means a whole lot more than you know, Nigel.
Yes, thank you so much, Nigel. And I really enjoyed watching it personally. And you are so talented. And thank you so much for making us so excited. And we really hope that you enjoyed our hot sauce. And you are so talented. I can't say that enough.
And the heat of your fingers on that fretboard might be the only thing hotter than our hot sauce. So please enjoy it on all the foods that you try, Nigel. I know you're a big foodie too. So everybody catch Nigel on his Instagram.
Yes.
Nigel Harpur. Harpur. Nigel Harpur. So y'all go check him out. Keep watch because his music is amazing. Check out his new album, Collage. It is his first, as you heard in the interview, it is his first debut album for himself. He's done so much work for all other musicians in the industry. It's time he got a piece of the cake. Everybody, go check out his music. It's been lovely having y'all on this Flamin' Fridays episode.
Yes.
I can't wait for the next one, honestly. Nigel, thank you so much. The Postman and everybody else allowing this to happen and getting us all over the world now. Thank you. And to our audience and our fans and the fans of the King of Heat who don't really care about me but love the hot sauce. Or care about my lovely wife. Y'all, you're the reason we do this. I really hope we're making y'all happy, and I hope y'all continue to watch. Y'all have a great weekend. Let's start it off on this beautiful Friday.
Yes.
And we're going to have Nigel play us on out of here with one of his own tunes.
Yes, thank you so much, Nigel.